to engage like an immunologist or an allergologist, that's not wrong. We did that very early. Had people like that. Unfortunately, they couldn't add anything to the table. They were just as bewildered as anyone else. But we did try to get them to investigate and scrutinize for classical allergies, asthmas, other oversensitivities, and they didn't find anything. Yeah. And they interviewed the persons with electrohypersensitivity in detail and asked them for food allergies, for instance, and there were none. Yeah. And still they had these reaction patterns. And of course, these medical doctors, they were very unwilling. And now we're talking about the end of the 1980s, early 1990s. They were unwilling to even discuss the possibility that there should be a genuine reaction to the electromagnetic environment. Yeah, they left these different groups because they said, we cannot add anything. There is no idea we spend time here any longer. We cannot explain this.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's important because, you know, we had, for instance, in this study we did on the west coast of Sweden in the town Göteborg, we had, well, there were like 20, 25 people, including all the subcategories we have talked about now, but also chemists, dentists, and there were psychologists, there were physicists, there were neuroscientists, there were a lot of different people. And the only aim was that anyone should say, hey, I know what this is, but no one except for the people talking about electrohypersensitivity had a clue. Yeah. So the others, they were either actively removing themselves or they were removed from the group because we felt that they couldn't help us at all.
I remember you telling that story.
Yeah.
Ironically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think, you know, I'm sure you're familiar with the work of Belpom and Irrigay. They've looked at the biomarkers and they've done studies on like more than 1,000 people. You telling that story.
Yeah.
Ironically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think, you know, I'm sure you're familiar with the work of Belpom and Irrigay. They've looked at the biomarkers and they've done studies on like more than 1,000 people with EHS, and where they found biomarkers that are relevant. And it's interesting, the histamine intolerance does come in, so I guess from an allergy point of view you could bring that in.